Hey guys, Judge B here again. Sorry about the setup. My vlog camera is being weird right now, so can't really do much fun stuff with it. So let's just get straight into the episode. Onion Friend. That kid is so fucking weird. um, Starts off with Steven finding the perfect lunch. You have to excuse me, I'm a little tired. Having the very perfect bagel sandwich lunch, and it's pretty much Steven being Steven. Until he says, it's the perfect meal. What does it need? Chips. Ugh. But who does he find in the cabinet? Onion. I don't understand this child. Onion is hiding inside of the cabinet, was just waiting for Steven, apparently, and just steals his limited edition chips. And they go about a small little chase scene. We find out that Onion doesn't really eat food, he just messes it up, so that's even weirder. And he takes us to this home. It's like, oh god, we're going to see Onion's house. What are we going to see? And we see nothing but paintings of Amethyst. Does Onion have a crush on Amethyst? Yeah, that's where we were going with the episode at first. Because he goes back and gets Amethyst to say, hey, this is what he has here. I don't know what to think about this. But then the lady comes in with a double-barrel shotgun. I don't have a double-barrel shotgun. I had a shotgun somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. Props. Oh, well. Oh, like, I don't know how you got past the tarp, but you're gonna know... Amethyst? Vidalia? Yes, we get a new scene with Vidalia. If you don't know, Vidalia was in a previous episode of how... What's his name? Greg and Rose met. Yeah, she was the guy who... She was the guy. She was not a guy. She was the woman who hooked up with Marty in the back of the van. So... you saw what happened to her after that. And I am laughing so hard at her design. Her head is a freaking onion. Like, there's no hiding it. It's an onion. And after further research, her name Vidalia is actually the name of a certain type of onion. So it's like, okay, this entire family is just food-based, whatever. And we find out that she's the one been painting, and she's actually has some new paintings and some old paintings, because apparently back in the day, her and Amethyst were really, really cool. They even show a picture of, like, her curling Amethyst's hair, which is still weird to me because, like, she could shapeshift her hair. Why does she need to curl it? But it was still cool that Amethyst actually has more human friends. Because we only ever see her interact with Greg and the Gems and Steven. No idea that she actually interacts with a whole other different human being. So it's good to see that Amethyst actually has more friends than just Steven and the Gems, because we never see her interact with anyone else. So that's interesting to see, and especially apparently it's been a very, very long time. Which is kind of weird for Gems, since Gems are immortal, but they can still tell a passage of when it's been a long time. So they sit down and have dinner, and Onion speaks. Onion actually can talk, but he talks like Yellowtail, who apparently is his dad, the fisherman guy. He's like the new Kenny. Oh my god, he is Kenny, an evil Kenny. We'll get to the reason why he's evil in a second. So they go to sit down, and she pretty much says, like, yeah, Sour Cream is my son. He is the son of Marty. I haven't talked to him in a long time, been married to Yellowtail the entire time. And we get a nice little montage pictures of them being together, and, like, for more information, like, there's actually a list of when Yellowtail's actually home. So that's kind of sad a little bit, because the kids really don't have a father to interact with, because he's usually always gone. But as everyone is eating, except for Sour Cream, who is DJing it up in his head, Sour Cream makes this Steven mold and looks at Steven's like freaking licks this mold of Steven he made out of the food, and then just spits it out. It's like, oh my god, this child. This child is weird. Really, really weird. This child is really, really weird. So, as that's going on, Onion talks to his mom again, saying he wants to show he wants to show Steven around the house. So it's like, no. But he eventually goes along because the adults have to talk. So I go into Onion's room, and Onion's room is actually pretty normal for this weird freaking kid that he is. Except he does things backwards. He has a trampoline in the house, in his room, but he jumps on the bed instead. So, different kid, whatever. Then a mouse shows up. It's like, yeah, the room's dirty, it's a mouse. And, oh, look at this cute little friend. And Onion shows him where the rat goes. And shows this tank that's dark, and all of a sudden you see it's a snake cage, which means the mouse has to go inside of the cage to be eaten. Steven can't do it, so he just gives it to Onion and turns his back. All you hear is the gate closing. We assume that the snake has eaten the rat. And then he puts on a tape. Say, oh, movies. It's not a movie. He shows Steven his birthing video. What is wrong with this kid? I don't know. It's weird. Steven can't take any more of it and just goes downstairs to try to get Amethyst to leave. But then we see that Vidalia and Amethyst are having a moment. She's talking to Vidalia about all the stuff that's going on. Because apparently, Vidalia is very much aware of the crystal gems and who they are. So that means even more people know who the crystal gems are. And she's pretty much talking to him like, just trying to console her. So he said, okay, they're having a moment. So I'll go back up and just deal with it because for Amethyst's sake. So it's really weird to see Steven, like, the episode before, I saw it as kind of childish that he thought that it's his fault that everyone's upset. But then he has these big moments to where it's like, okay, I can't interrupt this moment because Amethyst really needs somebody to talk to, and I can't do it. So I'll go back up and deal with the craziness of Onion. It's kind of weird. I don't know. He's a kid growing up. That's all I can say. So that's why it's weird. So go back up to Onion's room, and Onion says, not says, but shows him a secret room he has. And it's a shrine of some sort with a picture of him as a baby, as a space baby. Get to the conspiracies in a second. With a treasure chest. And Steven's like, oh god, what's in here? Something horrible. I know something horrible. And it's a treasure chest full of guys. If you remember from guys before in Onion Trade, I remember the episode name now. They had these little guys, these action figures pretty much. And we see that Onion has like this giant treasure chest full of nothing but guys. And gals! Pretty cool stuff. Like, we see that Onion, even all his weirdness, is still a kid and collects toys. And even shares one of his toys with Steven. And the episode pretty much ends with everyone leaving out of the house, talking, inviting Steven over again if he ever wants to, and Amethyst over, and Amethyst inviting them over anytime they want to. And it cuts to the scene where they say, hey, can you handle Onion again? It's okay. We turn to Onion, and Onion just turns around and goes, you remember that rat we had earlier? I'm sorry, that mouse earlier? He didn't put it in the cage. He put it in his mouth, which means the entire time since he closed the cage, that mouse has been in his fucking mouth. What is wrong? What is wrong with this child? What is wrong with this child? I don't understand. This child is evil. Kill it with fire. So this episode is actually not that bad, but not that good. What I mean by that is like, we've had these 3 episodes like kind of heavy stuff going on. But then we have this episode, which is more a little laid back and shows, how Amethyst will deal with it. Because honestly, the issue between Pearl and Garnet is affecting her more than you would think. Like, even though she's not part of the argument, she has to live and deal with that. And people need to understand that, even though they're not directly involved with the argument, a lot of times it affects everyone in the near vicinity. And Amethyst has no one to talk to. She can't talk to Steven about this because he's a child. What does he know? But she could talk to somebody else finally. So, nice to introduce a new character who might be making future appearances since she's been invited to the house. Fuck Onion. I don't like Onion. I wish that man to die. I wish that little child to die. But this proves that he's not a gem overlord or yellow diamond, because there was a big conspiracy going on that since he didn't have ears, he never ate anything like that, that he was actually a gem. But he was born by a woman and who's still alive. So, voila. But yes, he is the child of Yellowtail. Yes, Sour Cream is the son of Marty, and Onion is the son of Yellowtail. Vidalia, Yellowtail, Sour Cream, and Onion. They're named after foods. Oh god, why didn't I just notice this? I don't understand. This episode, I don't know what to think about it. It's not as hype as the rest of them, but you kind of need something normal in order to feel the hype of everything. Like, we've had a constant influx go of it. We can't go any higher because then there's nothing we can go any higher, so we have to go back down for a second, then to bring the hype right back up. Which I think is gonna happen, but probably in the not in the next episode, because it's about well, I won't give it away, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a very action-packed episode. But it'll be more of a even line. So we'll get that final episode, which is going to be amazing, probably, because what episode is not amazing or a complete mindfuck? This has been Judge B. Sorry, this one's a little bit different, guys. Like I said, my vlog camera's been acting up, but I'm still doing this because I like doing Steven Universe and Steven Bombs. So this one, Judge B, has been epically real.